Time for some serious Butch talk. You were with the Butch for 17 years. Wow, I'm happy you figured out what you want and what you love, my friend. Thank you, first of all. This is a serious talk, and I want you to listen to me. I want you to learn what I had to go through to learn before you have to go through it to learn. Okay. When I was coming out as both a lesbian and a Butch, my first girlfriend was a femme, a solid late 80s, early 90s femme. She was everything I wanted. She ignited my passion and my fur, my fuzzies and like my warm fuzzies in my belly, and made me excited to just be a lesbian and be happy. And she taught me about how I could use Butch, and I deserved to own my Butchness, both with a relationship with a femme and without it. I didn't need, the dynamic between Butch and femme does not have to exist for me to be Butch. And she taught me that lesson and really helped me to be my own person in many, many ways. So we were together 7 years, and I was absolutely loving that relationship. Towards the end, it was time. We'd been together 7 years. We had moved to the country. She wanted me to have a house in the country. She's a city woman. And it just was, we had been early 20s when we met. Now we were late 20s, almost 30, and things had changed. And so we broke up, and I was sad, but not truly damagingly heartbroken, just heartbroken. I was losing a friend, and I was losing someone I love. And it took about 5 years for us to regain that friendship. So here's what happened. Instead of listening to myself and going out and really dating, because when I was in high school, I didn't date. So high school and college, I didn't really date, like one or two guys. But I didn't date women. So I had no practice, and I thought I was past the window where it was acceptable to date, right? High school, college, you're kind of like, it's okay to play the field, it's okay to date. And then when you get into your late 20s and 30s, it no longer becomes acceptable in many societal. You get that message that it's no longer, that you're now looking to settle down. And now you're dating for a serious purpose. No more dating just to figure out what you want, and it's too late for that. So I thought I knew what I wanted, which was femmes. And I did. I wanted someone more feminine than me. I wanted a woman who was feminine. I wanted to feel that tingle, to see the way she gestures, to see the way she moves. I really wanted that. And I was hearing from society that that lesbians particularly, are a rare commodity. That we're going to be alone, that you're going to be isolated, and it's an isolating experience. So you need to find, and I think a lot of women are told this, you need to find the first one that's nice. Find a nice boy. Find the one that's nice to you. Find a kind one. Hang on to him. He's a good one. Same thing with lesbians, except it's elevated because we are told we're a rare commodity, and it's going to be harder to find one. So grab the first one that's good. If she's nice, if she's kind, don't do that. So what I did was I ignored. Plus, on top of that, as a Butch, I was getting a lot of information that in a Butch-femme dynamic, I'm being the man, I'm acting manly, I'm trying to act like a straight couple. I have to fill a certain role sexually, physically, socially. I have to fill a very particular role, many of which parts of that role did not fit me. So I go on a dating site, and I'm getting these whispers in my ear about being alone forever, and I need to start dating while I'm still palatable and I'm young enough to date, and while I still can, but also grab the first one, lower your bar. You don't want to be alone. I was really happy being alone. I lived out here. I had my dog. I had a good job. I was able to afford it. I had a couple cats. That escalated. I had my chickens. I had a roommate for a while. She was here temporarily. It was nice to have the help. But when she moved out, I realized how much I liked living alone. I didn't mind it. But the whispering, and some of it was friends. Like, they were worried about me. You shouldn't be alone. You're kind of like, you're not very social like you used to be. And they were worried about me. It was true concern. So I started to ignore, in fact, not just ignore, aggressively push away my attraction to femmes. I don't want to limit myself to femmes. I don't want to be the boy. I don't want that dynamic. I don't want that role playing. I'm going to and the first woman that popped up on my dating thing on planetout.com was Rita, and she's a Butch. She didn't really use Butch then. She kind of captured into it as we kind of grew older together. Neither one of us were attracted to Butches, but we were like both in that position where we felt like we needed to grab the first one that was nice. I had a house. I had a car. I had a job. She had a job. She had a car. Her apartment lease was up. That's always dangerous. And instead of negotiating, saying, you should really sign another lease for another year and let's see how this goes, why don't you move in? We can always just be friends if it doesn't work out. Take my advice. Don't do that. Never move in out of convenience if you can absolutely. I know in this economy, sometimes you cannot help it. But if you can help it, please don't become dependent on someone you've just met or you've dated, or invite them to live with you just because their lease is up, they're looking for a place, they're jobless, whatever it is. Please don't do that. You deserve mutual passion as a lesbian. You deserve, and as a butch, you deserve mutual passion with the woman, and you deserve mutual attraction. So if you're attracted to other butches, please pay attention to that. If you're attracted to femmes or feminine women, pay attention to that. You deserve mutual attraction. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to another person where you're getting in a relationship just to be in a relationship. If that someone you're dating or that you're with is just anybody, so you're with somebody, don't do that. Make sure they are someone you want to be with, that you have attraction. You should feel those tingles. You should feel the warm fuzzies. You should be excited. And every time their little thing goes off on your phone, you're excited instead of like, oh, okay, or oh no. Listen to yourself. Listen to me. I had to go through it. I had to ignore my own. I lowered my bar. I ignored my own feelings. I ignored my own needs and wants just to not be alone. Don't do that. So this is Butch Mom Jen talking. Please don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to the other person. You deserve mutual happiness and a partnership that's based in love and attraction, yes, and sexuality and excitement about that sexuality, and about sharing everything from passions to just loving. Here's a really good way to look at it. If that other person has hobbies or passions or something that you're just not really into, but the joy in their eyes and in them talking about it makes you excited for them, and you can listen, and like, you don't even have to like what they're doing, but you're excited for them and you're like, want to hear about it because it makes them so happy. That's a really good indicator you found someone that you can hang out with and that you can be in love with and that you can share things with. Because you don't have to love everything that they love, because trust me, you won't. But you really have to love their excitement and passion for it and support them in that. So I hope that helps. Please listen to me. Don't take 17 years to use. I went through those 17 years partially so I could learn a lesson, and now so that I can pass that lesson on to other people and say, you don't need to go through 17 years of a lesson. I'm telling you right now, you can avoid it because I'm here to share this story. So please listen to your Jen, your cowboy Jen, Butch Mom here telling you. Listen to yourself. You deserve happiness, and so does whoever you're with.